All right, we're back. Let's keep this going. So I've been trying to figure out, when I play these games, I usually play them as a good person. I play them as if I am myself, Justin, the guy who wants to be a cop. Not really, but what it all comes down to is I like to make choices that oh, hello, big boy. I like to make choices that make sense for how I would. I can't relate to a character who's making poor choices. I very rarely drink alcohol. So this character having these urges of alcohol, maybe I should be drinking the alcohol, maybe it's a good thing, but for some reason now in my mind, because I don't drink alcohol in real life, I have no desire to drink it in this game. Even though my, my electrochemistry is telling me to do it. By the way, Russ is doing something out there. He's attacking the garbage bag and it's bad, but let's just talk to this guy. Before you is a walrus of a man, seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. A typical power play. Wait for him to speak first. Show him if you got backbone. Say nothing. The one good eye of this man feels you up without even flickering. The other, his lazy left eye, is constantly moving like a goldfish in a tank, grotesquely magnified by his +6 glasses. For a moment, you don't know where to look. It's unbearably humid in the trailer. Beads of sweat slide down the man's forehead. Keep staring. At first, nothing happens. His face wears a wide and self-satisfied smile. Every now and then, he smacks his big lips. Like a general over his maps, he plots his moves. Judging by the way he's licking his chops, it's going to be a good one. So, oh, there he spoke, purposely leaving a pause after his opener.
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi, how nice that you found a moment to pay a visit to the Debargers Union. I'm Everard Clare, head of this little operation here.
He knows my name.
Please, have a seat.
The folding chair looks like a torture device, extremely uncomfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you can't be good. He thinks I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name. I'd rather stand.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner as equals. Take a seat, I insist.
He's trying to throw off your game with the Dubois nonsense. Don't give him pleasure. I don't sit. It's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like the ocean waves.
I, too, have convictions, one of which is that I will not engage any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
Don't give up, but don't leave either. You're going to have this conversation on your terms. You just need to remain headstrong. Remain standing and don't go anywhere. Everett starts whistling a little worker song. He really is trying to ignore you or will you out of existence. Stand strong. The lieutenant stands right next to you, not showing any signs of impatience or boredom.
I see you're an extremely stubborn man, Mr. Dubois. That ain't necessarily a bad thing.
Finally, the big man looks you in the eye and speaks. You did it. Then this might help against whatever comes next.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debargers Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Garte. Some people have no manners. It pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again. Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could. I'm going to say thank you, Everard, and take the comically large check.
Don't mention it, but also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
Is he?
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun. Lost gun. Lost gun.
The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull: lost and gun. I'm just going to say I would appreciate any help you could provide.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Well, don't be. Everything's going to be all right.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
So I have -1 because I took the novelty check, but at least I'm not sitting. We're going to not panic. Watch this. Success. Oh, a failure. God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves. So what? Men can cry too. You want to cry? Good. Oh, God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. He'll think you're disgusting.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
Oh, morale's going down. What is this Mr. Dubois he keeps repeating? What, is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois. Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Keep standing wobbly like a man-shaped jello shot. There are no hierarchies. Let your mind go to the safe place. Let's keep standing. While Vard is distracted by your odd behavior, the lieutenant's eyes are mapping everything around you. The folder, desk, papers on the wall.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
I might be, yes. Maybe you could use your hand somehow in a kind of throwing motion like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right at him. He's Mr. Dubois. No, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. Vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. Oh yeah, man, I'm fucking great. Keep wobbling. Actually, I really could use that glass of water. Straighten out. Or, I'm melting. Yeah, let's get a glass of water. I haven't drank in a while.
What an odd demonstration of... Huh? You got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
You can't be that busy. Your fucking whole dockyard's on strike.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask questions. Police officer questions. It's about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity. I'm told the union is involved in the local drug trade. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? You called me Mr. Dubois. Why? Could you help me get a dead body down from the tree? Let's talk about my gun. I want to talk about the hanging. I met Joyce, the company representative, or I'm going to leave now. So I want to talk about the hanging. Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez, he nods. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. I sense there's a but. I'm going to say nothing. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open. Yes, that sounds good, Lieutenant says with a slow nod. Let's do that. But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. Suddenly he slaps himself on the forehead. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors. I've opened a few doors in my life. And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. He chuckles. This is very simple and there's nothing shady about it. Why don't you just open it yourself? Harry, I've been a very busy man and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. I mean, if you saw in the last episode me trying to open a door, you wouldn't be asking me this question, buddy. He slams his fist together. You look like you could run around all day. You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you, Kim says. I repeat, I'm a very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Whose door is it? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. What do you mean by a weasel? A loud, blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. He removes his glasses and rubs his nose. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging. Harry, my dear friend, he sinks deeper into his chair. I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. I can't accept this. Of course, Harry, I understand. But if that's the case, I don't think we'll ever find your gun. Ever worse, we won't be able to speak like equals about the murder. Perhaps this was just bad timing, you know? Know that you can always come back to me. I really hope you do. He winks at you. For your sake, my sake, and for your gun's sake, too. Lieutenant sighs. Yes, we both understand what you meant. This may be the only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later. I met Joyce, the company representative. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very busy, you see. He adjusts a button on his sleeve. I hope you're getting along. Oh, one thing I want to make clear, very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals around here. Just pals? Yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. His smile widens. Don't feel like you shouldn't work with her just because you and I are such good friends. I'm not a jealous guy. I'm not a jealous guy. If you had to say you're not a jealous guy twice, odds are you're probably a jealous guy. Well, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice. What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gallant? What do you mean, Harry? The big man sounds annoyed. Nothing. I let him go. He made concessions to the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go? He's an old man, Harry. I want him to spend more time with his family. He looks down and sighs. God knows how long he's got left. Okay, another question? Empty all your barrels on me, Harry. Why haven't you let her in to see you? If she actually wants to see me, she'll find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that. Everard, see, Joy seems to think the union is lowballing here. Her. Yes, lowballing, of course. He's suddenly very serious. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here, but everything's a casino for those rich types. His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior. Okay, let's talk about something else. Of course, Harry. Let me just show you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she's doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this, he makes an all-encompassing gesture, is a secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock, he looks around. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind. This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay. Oh, a lot of interesting choices. Could you only get a dead body down from the tree? You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria. Oh my, he smiles pleasantly. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this manner? Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood. Also, I said the footprints of the crime scene worker belt. Yeah, the belt thing, say nothing. Say nothing. I could certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. He licks his fat lips and smiles. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. He picks up the handset of a radio phone to his right, then clicks a button. Jean-Luc, my boy! I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body to tree problem they need you to help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And Jean, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science. He hangs up and turns back to you. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He turns back to you. He's the big, impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy. All right. I'm going to leave now, because I don't like you. Wait, he leans, reaching into his drawer and pulls out a plastic card. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Ah, great. I wouldn't want to get stuck in here. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry. See you later, alligator. Help, I want to get out. Let me out of here. Let me out of this fucking room. Oh, here we go. Oh, weird. Staircase, I see. What a nightmare. Get out of here, Harry. That's my name. My name's Harry, I guess. So I guess we're learning that we don't like that Union guy. He's kind of a jerk. Very manipulative. You could just see it. Oh, let's pump our morale up. Boom. Boom. Let's become a healthy boy. Yum. Okay, so now we can use this keycard to open the door, and let's go talk to Measurehead and get him to help us. That's right, buddy. Joke's on you. All this time you're talking about how I'm weak for not being you? Well, guess what, buddy? Now it's your turn. You idiot. All right. I love my character, how I'm just walking around with a fucking bag in one hand, a crowbar in the other. And I'm like, I'm a prestigious detective. I'm going to ask you these questions. Don't question it. All right, let's open this door now. Now we have easy access to that place. Woo! That's what we call progress, boys and girls. What time is it? Ooh, it's 7:45. I wonder if there's actually, like, night in this game. Hey, Measurehead. How's it going?
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Hey, Jean-Luc, Ivart told us... Oh, no! Ivart told to help you get his body down from the tree. So it was you. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then handed me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands. Yeah, Measurehead. You're so noble, Measurehead. But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. He turns to Kim. Both of you. That would mean you're openly showing the people you're taking the Union's side. Whew. Wait. That means showing everyone we're taking orders from the Union. Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that? This is an uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with the compromise. Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup. Okay then. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time. Goodbye, Measurehead. I think this is going to have bad repercussions for us. So there is that. The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves. She turns to you. So you guys are like cops or something? Yeah. We're just trying to keep things from going to shit. Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit? The woman twirls her hair. I'm Katya, by the way. You hear that? Lieutenant looks towards the yard. The sound. He's breaking something. Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it. I also wish I could see it. Look at you, RCM Rent-A-Cops, a loud voice booms in from below. Guarding that bridge like Everart's lapdogs. Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale? And who are you? The lieutenant fires back. What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you? I'm just going to say that's none of your business. Right to work, it's all right. A shrill laughter erupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him, at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past. Hey, Measurehead, how's it going? Long time no see. God, this guy really is like Apex. The corpse has been removed from the tree. He brushes wooden flakes off his hand. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with race victory today. Thank you for your cooperation, Measurehead. Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from now on. Bye. No man matches Measurehead. Oh, Measurehead. I want this. I want that Measurehead. Okay, well... we have the body down. Go to the yard and see what Measurehead accomplished. I'm not assuming it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be a good thing. So let's find out what Measurehead did. You know, I have no idea how bad I need this. We want to work. You know what? I want you guys to work, but this is a very complicated situation. So we just have to understand that things aren't always going to go the way we want them to. Okay. Oh, he just broke the arm off. How's it going, Kuno? The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side. Well, it's down. Ooh, level up! Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Lieutenant nods approvingly so. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. A field autopsy? Yes, he covers his nose and lists. 1 investigation of the scene, 2 initial examination of the victim, 3 field autopsy, 4 transportation of the body to the morgue. We're on number 3. The fuck are they on about? That wasn't the voice actor, by the way. That was just me doing a perfect Kuno impression. You're welcome. Cops are going to cut his shit up. Got it. Lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. Tell me something about the dead man. Shoot, Looney Rooney. Oh, why do I love questions so much? Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all them go. Do you want more questions? Give me... No, I'm good. Yeah, give me more questions, actually. Is my name Rooney? Fuck no, you're no Rooney. Rooney is obviously not who I am. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. I feel like I've been getting a lot of Harry lately. You might be onto something here. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Because you have. Enough! First, what exactly is a field autopsy? Come on, officer, he pulls on a pair of latex gloves. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them. Actually, it appears as I've forgotten what a field autopsy is. Do you have another pair of gloves? Let's do the forgot. Fine, the lieutenant sighs. It's a 3-part form to be filled out on the scene by the detectives responsible. One takes notes, the other dictates. The goal is to establish a cause of death. Do we need a scalpel for it? A scalpel is not always required. I hope this is one of those cases. Latex gloves are, however. Yeah, do you have one? Unfortunately, no. I have gardening gloves. Is that enough? They're better than nothing. Lieutenant looks at the gloves. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical sides of things while you take notes. You're being handled. If you resist now, he will turn on his heavy-duty authority mode. You'll get your chance to dig in later. Where shall I take these notes? In my paperwork? Yes, you see. He points to the bright red pages at the end. The field on the autopsy form is on one red copier paper. Open your ledger to that form. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists describing the condition of his skin, organs, in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs first filling out. It begins with, begin 1, assistant. That's you. Right, Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there, the next box. Coroner's case number. KK570803.0815. Write it down. Next. Name. Not available. Next. Date of birth. Not available. Age. The man corrects his glasses. Roughly 50. Right. Roughly 50. The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound, your eyes turn watery. Race. Mondial. Write it down. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other. Sex. Fucky, fucky! The little monster exclaims energetically. Male. Pig's gonna have sex. Right fucky, fucky. Right male. Right pig's gonna have sex. I think I'm gonna go for right male. Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face. Date of death. We're still going with March 4th, 51. Write it down. What else? He looks over your shoulder. 9. Body identified is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case. Listens motion. KK570503-0815 listens motionless with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only 1 box remains. Evidence of treatment. None, at least not after the initial examination. A strange word, treatment. What exactly is treatment, anyway? Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. How did you know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed. I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over? They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dock workers. He places his hand on the dead man's chest as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature. A holdout from the pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to his chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There's darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette ball-like against the window. Outside, Grand Couronne. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Torson. Hand extended, he approaches to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories, wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide, the other an accident, the small one. And all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath. We should start the post-mortem. Turn the page. The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why. External examination. Summary. Clothes, he begins. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babordine, I think. Let's see. He turns the body onto its side and checks the underwear label. See, it's happening. Babordine, yes, inexpensive, size medium, color white. The disappointment is palpable, and the red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid. Write it down. The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers. In order to get to the victim's ceramic armor, officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Write it down. Tattoos, he stands up, feet planted on either side of the body. The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo was taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini. Write it down. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow, length 3 meters. There's a buckle on the other end. He produces a measuring tape, well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.80 meters, Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good, ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown, distribution is consistent with age. He kneels in to get a better look. The deceased had male pattern baldness, hair is combed back short. Write it down. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested, contusions are present on the head, chest and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem, low velocity. Fucking low velocity? Oh, racist! The kid explodes. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity. Lieutenant pays no heed. In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Write it down, but meant for high velocity. No, we're just going to write it down. Ligature mark. The lieutenant produces a small folding knife with the other hand. Pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. The seal wiring, he concedes, breathless. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark. You just got the right tool for that, the chain cutters. We have these chain cutters. Always good to think ahead now. He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck. We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully with as much precision as you can. My pig's gonna fuck his head off. No, he ain't. C looks blasé. Your pig's a boring fuck. Cut the belt off. Oot. After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot, tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Press down. Snap, the knot is slashed. Another cut, and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature marks around it. The lieutenant kneels closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact. He presses down on it. Normal contour, abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact. Genitalia, he pulls down the man's underpants. Now it's gonna happen, see? I fucking knew it. This is clearly what they've been waiting for ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible. Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Write it down and move on. Back is symmetrical and intact. He struggles to turn the corpse on his side. Upper and lower extremities are intact but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life. In addition, I see smaller residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. This is the body of a soldier, a mercenary. He nods. We have a real museum here of battles and wars. Last item, hands. He takes the man's right hand in this, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Will the lieutenant work alone? Hands are clean. He inspects the wrist. No sign of a recent struggle. Write it down. Whew! He turns to his side to breathe. It's not enough. He buries his face in the sleeve of his jacket. You hear a muffled voice. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Internal examination. I'm afraid we can't continue before we've gone through both the external and internal. Oh, did I do the description of injuries? Sorry. I'm afraid we can't. Oh, sorry. I'm pressing the wrong button. Central nervous system, he says, and then concludes abruptly. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system? You don't even have a joke. Nope. Right. NA. Muscoskeleton purge fluid is coming from the mouth. He gets close to the swollen mouth hole, eyes squinting from the fumes. Not injury related. Eyes and tug protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see, man. I'm no doctor. With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. Yeah, jack that fucker off. The hyoid bone is fractured, he says after a while. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is in fact unremarkable. Just gonna take a little hydration break. Bear with me. Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. Respiratory system, he stops to exert more force. Both hands are used. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in the mucosa of his lips and mouth. From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart, hyoid ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands. Look inside the dead man's mouth. No scream. No sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there, sickly sweet air unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight into the mouth of his. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in. Look deeper inside. You manage to suppress the contractions trying to empty your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness, more meat and darkness. There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later. Lieutenant lets go of the jaws, the mouth snaps shut before you. Hemorrhaging present in mucus, he repeats patiently. Write it down. He wipes his brow. Hepatobiliary, NA. Alright, write NA. Same for toxicology and serology. Write NA. Cardiovascular, the body exhibits lividity in the lower extremities, feet, hands, and neck, visually consistent with hanging. Write that fucking thing down! Gastrointestinal, he breathes a sigh of reproaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there. Then he touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen and says, digested semi-solid food and stomach. Voila. Write it down and omit the voila. What's next on the list? Description of injuries. Let's see. He tilts his head. We have bite marks, contusions on head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields, leave a 4th one too. Bite marks. He nods. Head and chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer? Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes. Non-fatal, post-mortem. Agreed. Next injury? Contusions. So the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. A perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing a post-mortem. At maximum velocity, fucko. He has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity. Write it down. Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of the 2 boxes, non-fatal, post-mortem. Right, next, ligature mark. A dark red, abraded ligature mark encircling the neck with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck. Write it down. Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man heads jerks to the side, awaiting your judgment. A fatal injury. That's it. He cracks an uneasy smile. We've established cause of death. It's not much and it leaves much to be questioned, but it's a start. Woo! 70 experience? Are you kidding me? It's my fucking birthday. He produces a small black plastic roll from his jacket, a body bag. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. First, how did it go? Well, he established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. What else? We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy. Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order. What now? I need a copy of that autopsy form, and then I will drive him to Faubourg. Rip out a copy of the autopsy pages. For processing, he looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of the red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again. He's thinking, did I miss something? Let's bag him and take him away. I mean, a 3%, I need to roll a 12. Let's try it. Let's do it. Success! Oh, failure. You run your hand over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. Give up. The corpse seems to yawn contentedly as though it was glad you've run out of steam. Do you think we missed something? You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you. I've got a gut feeling there's more to this corpse. Okay, well, we're in livor mortis here. He's disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination. We need to do it fast. Okay, where do we find a fridge for the body? It would have to be industrial size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling Rags and the fridge store down at the gates if they don't know. And his gaze settles on Kuno, but only if all else fails. Only if all else fails. I think I'm just going to bag him and take him away. If you think so, officer, I'm not going to object. He unrolls the plastic. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen in my Kanema. I'll take it from there. There go those beautiful enamel boots. You'll never own the full set now. May they rest in processing. It's too late to take him into processing today. I'll take him first thing tomorrow. He pulls the black plastic over the dead man's face. Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Leave. Wow, what an episode, huh? That was a crazy time. That was a crazy time. So now the dead body's in here. We leveled up. We got 2 levels up. Oh my god, look at all this. This is 2 skill points. So, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to look at our map and see which ones we have. We can go for drama. If we level up drama, we get this back. We have a bunch with Joyce and the Hangman, but that's perception, which our perception is pretty low. Like, we could level it up to get there, but I think we're just gonna... I think I do want one of these thought catalog spots just to, for when we get the next one, because we will get another one. And I think I'm gonna put the other one into... I really like what Shivers does. I like learning from the city. But I think I'm actually just going to sit on the other one for right now. We're going to call this episode here a little bit longer than normal, but thanks for watching. This was a jam-packed episode. Is that a cup? That is a cup right there. Do you see it? Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.